Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the top 10 time management strategies to help you master your day and boost productivity. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? But some people just seem to get so much more done. What's their secret? It's not magic, it's time management. Time management isn't about cramming every single minute full of tasks. It's about using your time intentionally to focus on what matters most to you. Throughout this video, we'll be exploring practical tips and techniques to help you gain control of your schedule, reduce stress, and ultimately achieve more of your goals. Are you ready to unlock your productivity potential? Let's get started. Before we jump into specific strategies, let's talk about why time management is so important in the first place. Think about it. How often do you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by a never-ending to-do list? Or maybe you're constantly playing catch-up, feeling like you're always one step behind. This is where time management comes in. When you learn how to manage your time effectively, you gain a sense of control over your life. You're no longer at the mercy of your schedule. You're the one calling the shots. This empowers you to focus on what truly matters, whether it's your career, your relationships, your passions, or all of the above. It's about aligning your time with your values and priorities. And the best part? Effective time management can actually lead to having more free time. When you're organized and intentional with your schedule, you'll be surprised at how much more you can accomplish, leaving you with extra time for the things you love. So, are you ready to take charge of your time and unlock your full potential? Let's dive into those strategies. Strategy number 1 is a classic for a reason. The to-do list. It might seem simple, but trust me, a well-crafted to-do list can be a game changer. Start by writing down everything you need to get done, big or small. Don't worry about organizing it just yet. Just get it all out of your head and onto paper. This brain dump helps to clear your mind and reduce feelings of overwhelm. Next, prioritize your tasks. There are a few different methods you can use here. One popular option is the Eisenhower matrix, which categorizes tasks based on their urgency and importance. Another approach is to simply number your tasks in order of priority. The key is to identify your most important tasks, the ones that will have the biggest impact on your goals, and tackle those first. Finally, break down larger tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes them feel less daunting and more approachable. Remember, a good to-do list is a living document. Review and update it regularly to stay on track. Strategy number 2 is all about setting SMART goals. You've probably heard this acronym before, but it's worth repeating because it's that powerful. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's break that down. Specific means your goal is clear and well-defined. Instead of saying, I want to be more productive, a specific goal would be, I want to write 500 words every morning before work. Measurable means you can track your progress. How will you know you've achieved your goal? Set clear metrics. Achievable means your goal is realistic and attainable. Don't set yourself up for failure by setting goals that are too far out of reach. Relevant means your goal aligns with your values and overall objectives. And finally, time-bound means you've set a deadline for yourself. This creates urgency and helps you stay motivated. By setting SMART goals, you give yourself a clear roadmap to success. Now that you have your to-do list and your SMART goals, it's time to start planning your time. This is where time blocking comes in. Time blocking is a powerful technique that involves scheduling out your entire day in advance. Think of your day as a series of blocks of time, and each block is dedicated to a specific task or activity. This could include work tasks, appointments, errands, meals, exercise, and even relaxation time. The beauty of time blocking is that it forces you to be intentional with your time. When you have to assign a specific time slot to everything, you become much more aware of how you're actually spending your time. Start by identifying your peak productivity hours. These are the times of day when you're naturally most alert and focused. Schedule your most important and challenging tasks during these times. Don't forget to factor in breaks and buffer time between tasks. Things don't always go according to plan, so it's important to have some wiggle room. Procrastination, we've all been there. You sit down to work on a big project and suddenly checking your email feels incredibly urgent. Or maybe you get lost in a social media scroll hole for an hour or two. The Pomodoro technique is here to help. This technique is all about breaking your work time into focused intervals, traditionally 25 minutes in length, separated by short breaks. Here's how it works. Choose a task you want to focus on. Set a timer for 25 minutes and work on that task without distractions until the timer goes off. Take a 5-minute break. Repeat this cycle 4 times, then take a longer break of 20 to 30 minutes. This structured approach helps to improve focus and concentration, making it easier to power through those tasks you've been putting off. Plus, the regular breaks help to prevent burnout and keep you feeling refreshed. Have you ever heard the saying, if you want something done right, do it yourself? While it might sound tempting to handle everything on your own, the truth is, trying to do it all is a recipe for burnout. That's where delegation comes in. Delegation is about entrusting tasks to others who can help you lighten your load. This could involve delegating tasks at work, at home, or even in your personal life. Start by identifying tasks that you can delegate. These are tasks that someone else is capable of doing and that don't necessarily require your specific expertise. Next, identify the right person for the job. Clearly, communicate your expectations, provide any necessary resources or support, and then trust them to handle it. Delegation not only frees up your time to focus on your strengths and priorities, but it also empowers others and allows them to develop new skills. In today's hyper-connected world, distractions are everywhere. From email notifications to social media pings to the constant barrage of news, it's no wonder so many of us struggle to stay focused. The good news is that there are steps you can take to reclaim your focus. Start by identifying your biggest distractions. Are you constantly checking your phone? Do you get sucked into social media black holes? Once you know what your distractions are, you can start to develop strategies to combat them. Consider using website blockers or app limits to minimize distractions while you're working. Turn off notifications or put your phone on airplane mode. Create a dedicated workspace that's free from distractions. Remember, focus is a muscle that needs to be trained. The more you practice minimizing distractions, the easier it will become to stay focused and get things done. In our productivity-obsessed culture, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we need to be on all the time. But the truth is, our brains and bodies aren't designed for that. Taking breaks isn't lazy. It's essential for both our physical and mental well-being, and it can actually boost our productivity in the long run. When we take breaks, we give our minds a chance to rest and recharge, which can lead to improved focus, creativity, and problem-solving abilities. Step away from your work for a few minutes and go for a walk, listen to music, meditate, or do something else you enjoy. You'll return to your work feeling refreshed and re-energized. Remember, productivity isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. And sometimes the smartest thing you can do is take a break. Time management is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor. What works for one person might not work for another. That's why it's so important to regularly reflect on your time management strategies and make adjustments as needed. At the end of each week, take some time to review your schedule and see what worked well and what didn't. Did you stick to your time blocks? Did you achieve your goals? Were there any unforeseen obstacles or distractions? Use this information to make adjustments to your schedule and strategies for the following week. Maybe you need to adjust your time blocks, experiment with a new productivity technique, or delegate more tasks. Remember, time management is a journey, not a destination. It's a process of continuous improvement, and it's important to be patient with yourself along the way. One of the most challenging yet empowering aspects of time management is learning to say no. When we say yes to everything, every request, every invitation, every obligation, we spread ourselves too thin, leaving us feeling overwhelmed and resentful. Saying no doesn't make you selfish or unkind. It makes you a good steward of your time and energy. It allows you to set healthy boundaries and prioritize the things that truly matter to you. Start by recognizing that it's okay to say no. You don't owe anyone an explanation, and you don't have to feel guilty about protecting your time. If you're struggling to decline a request directly, try offering an alternative solution. For example, you could say, "I'm not available to take on that project right now, but I'd be happy to help you find someone else who can." Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Make sure you're saying yes to the things that align with your values and priorities. Thanks for watching. If you found these strategies helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more productivity tips. See you next time. Remember, effective time management is a journey, not a destination. It's about finding what works best for you and making gradual changes over time. Start by implementing one or two of these strategies into your daily routine and see how they work for you. As you become more comfortable, you can gradually incorporate more strategies and continue to refine your approach. The most important thing is to be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress along the way. You've got this.